Well, welcome to week number 8 and lecture number 12 of CS394R Applied Probability. This week we're going to conclude our discussion of continuous random variables and talk about the last set of the toolkit that we'll use in analyzing these continuous random variables. And then the second half of this week we'll be talking about a series of examples that will reinforce the concepts we've learned over the last 3 lectures. In addition, the content that we're covering this week is also the conclusion of the content for our second exam, which will cover all the topics from discrete and continuous random variables. So make sure that you are familiar with those as we approach our second exam. Now, in detail, this specific lecture, we're going to be covering an example of conditioning following on to where we left off last week, just working through what a conditioned random variable looks like. And then we'll also be looking at joint probability density functions and joint cumulative distribution functions and how both of those work when it comes to continuous random variables. And in the case of cumulative distribution functions, how they can also be applied to discrete random variables. And then finally, we'll conclude our discussion of continuous random variables with a quick lecture on independence, where we talk about the independence of 2 continuous random variables. Again, most of this should be review and based on the content that we discussed from discrete random variables. And then the examples that are in the second part of this week will really give you an opportunity to reinforce those concepts, as will the homework.